Welcome back, guys, to another playthrough for Fallout 76. So I know the last time we did this game, we really hardcore spammed this. My brother was playing with me. He's basically part of my group. We're going to have other people joining our group here shortly. Unfortunately, my brother could not be playing with me today because he is on a college tour right now. As you know, I am a college graduate myself, and I kind of just do this kind of for fun. It's kind of mellow back. It kind of goes through with stuff in my career. Not video game in general is not part of my career, but just trying to find a well-balanced livelihood. That's kind of where my career focus is. I went to school for health and human performance, and a huge area that I'm very interested in is actually be mellow and finding balance in your life. So I have kind of devised my channels that I have right now around my career about finding balance and finding something you're enjoying at. That way you don't overstress the little things, and not just the little things, but overstress life in general. So, like I said, I know this little rant doesn't apply to video games at all, so sorry about that. But what we are going to do, even though my brother isn't here, we're going to continue along the storyline here, and kind of try to find a little bit of things. I'm enjoying this so far. I like Fallout 76. There are some things I do not like about it. Kind of going through as we're just kind of, I just want to go a little bit through here, my stuff, and kind of explain it to you guys. So the things that I do not like about Fallout 76 is that it seems like so far that there is no people you could talk to besides the regular, players that are playing on the online. Now, I could be wrong. I'm very early into the game. But I even know that it could be frustrating talking with some of those people. At times, I kind of miss it. I really do miss it, talking to those CPUs. I feel like it adds a more post-apocalyptic feel to it, but I do like the multiplayer kind of feel with bringing other people into the game. I think that adds a different kind of perspective to the game in general. Like I said, I think it's one of those. Can I? Thank you. That was just weird. I don't know why I was doing that. But, I feel like... Where am I supposed to go? Do you guys see where I'm supposed to go? Anyways, kind of going back to it a little bit. I feel like, when they took out the characters, such as the CPUs and other things like that, I think that they did away with some stuff that I think a lot of people at the time felt like it was near and dear to them, but they at the time didn't think that it was going to have an effect on the game. I truly do believe that taking out of the CPUs has affected the game a little bit, but I think that it's fun the way Bethesda has gone about it as far as, devising this. Now, it'd be really cool to see, other things kind of emerge. I hope. Bethesda seems like one of those companies, when they create a game, they kind of learn from their mistakes, and it's hard for them to make a bad game. I don't think Fallout 76 is a bad game by any means. I feel like a lot of people... There we go. I feel like a lot of people have been giving it a lot of grief, and I don't understand... I don't understand why, because it's been a pretty solid game so far. And I just don't understand all the hate for the game so far. I enjoy it. I think it brings back that, kind of what they set the pace with Fallout 3, being that dark, gritty, true post-apocalyptic game. And then now they combined a lot of things from their from Fallout 4, which was another one of their really good games. And I'm very interested to see with their new Elder Scrolls game, how they, what is kind of designed with this. I hope they don't make it like this where it's, all 100% online, because I think that just would not make a fun, I don't think that would make a fun, Elder Scrolls game. Not saying it couldn't be successful. I think it could be definitely successful, but I think you'd make a lot of fans upset with it, and I don't think Bethesda wants to do that. I mean, right now with the games that they have, with that they're sorry. Wow, back up, Ryan. I think the games right now that they're competing against, like Red Dead Redemption 2. Other games like that, I think it's hard to compete with those because they have been such solid games this year. And I think, this has been a solid game, but there's been some pitfalls with it. Not saying it's a bad game, not saying it's a great game. I think it's a good game. I think it's definitely, something a lot of people can get behind. I know a lot of people, though, do not like it. And I think that's where the Bethesda's kind of hitting their pitfall with this, is because there's that divide of either people love this game or they do not like this game at all. I am one of those people that likes this game. My brother likes this game. We think it's a fresh take on the series, and with that being said, though, we wish that there were some things that were maybe a little bit different in the game. And that's the only thing we wish, and this is my little rant about the game. That way you guys can kind of get a feel of how we think of it. But I think the things that they've changed, minus the multiplayer. So, doors opening and closing, how you enter rooms, a lot less loading screens. I think that has been a great change for the game and the series, because it seemed like every single door you'd get to and you had a loading screen. Whereas this time, now it's more like opening and closing. There's the major buildings, obviously it's going to have a loading screen and stuff like that. But I think the stuff that they've taken out with the minor doors and everything like that, I think that's great. Another thing, weapon choices. I think it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, the weapon choices. They're bringing stuff from Fallout 4, bringing stuff from Fallout 3, bringing things in from Fallout New Vegas. I think those combinations of weapons, I think that's phenomenal. They're bringing back the mods and more frequent mods. I think that's another one that's phenomenal. Another one that I think is, another thing that I think is great about the game is the graphics. One, I think, weather, the leaves, minus the pixelated, I think you can kind of see that right now. But the buildings and trees and everything like that, this, if you guys kind of look right now, you can kind of see the sun shining through the trees, and that there's a little shadow cast to it. I think that looks amazing. I think it's been a definite increase from the Bethesda games that have previously been made. I think that what they've done with graphics is phenomenal. I know that they said that be ready because Elder Scrolls is going to be way better than this. So I will be interested to see. Holy cow. I think, you know, that change has been where can I can't respawn anywhere? What in the world? Why can't I respawn? Wow. Okay. Anyways, that's something I don't like. We'll cut to that though. I think across the board though, with the graphics, I think it's definitely an increase. That's a great thing. Another one that I liked is I liked how they brought in the multiplayer. This is, I wouldn't say this is Bethesda's first take at a multiplayer game. Obviously, they've made Doom, and they added the lore. They didn't make. They added the lore to Elder Scrolls Online, and I think the thing that, you know, is really helping the game is, you know, the fact that how smoothly this multiplayer experience has gone. I haven't received any problems yet, but I know this guy. I know some other people have received, you know, problems with the game. I just don't understand where people have got the problems from. Now, understandably, with any game of this magnitude, there will be problems. I just don't see where, you know, the people have received the brunt of the problems that they were talking about. I think that's been, you know, interesting to see, you know, the difference between the games in the past with Fallout, because typically with Bethesda's games, you always kind of hear, oh, they have a bug, or something like that. Well, this one, they did have a bug, but I think Bethesda did a very great job about patching it really, really quick. I think they had 2 really big patches right away, and I think that's what helped the game really well. Another thing is, it seems that people have been liking is that the number one thing that a lot of people worried about buying this game is that everybody that was playing online was going to attack you, and that just simply isn't the case. You know, there's people that work together in this game, and I think that's, you know, awesome, because a lot of people were worried about that, including me. I did not know what to expect from the actual game because of the fact we didn't know what to expect. I thought it was just going to be like one big shooting fest of each other. It turned out it was not that, which was great. It was a good thing to see. Now, there is some typical people that, you know, will just attack you out of sheer spite, and it happens, and I think people need to understand that. You know, there's always going to be haters on a game. There's never going to be anybody that likes a game 100%. And it just doesn't happen that way. Okay, last thing that I did like about the game is the theme that they selected. I thought going back to Virginia, or kind of the outskirts of DC, I thought that was a great idea. It brings back a lot of different perspectives that a lot of people fell in love with the Fallout series, and that, or one of them being, you know, West Virginia and all that. I gotta stab these guys. And another thing going back to West Virginia is that, I guess this is the last really good thing was the animal choices. Obviously, I'm facing one of them is the wolf. there's some other things like the big ones. I get to see a death claw, but I know for a fact that they're in this game. I know for a fact. And I'm very happy about it. I'm a huge Deathclaw fan. I would love to see a game where they kind of tell the backstories about Deathclaws a little bit more, but I don't think that's going to happen, you know, anytime soon. But with that being said, I think there's a lot to, you know, learn from this game. I think Bethesda is going to take what they've, you know, seen so far as feedback and then apply it to the games going forward. Okay, now moving on to what I did not like about the game. Now I kind of already touched base with one of them, and that being the taking out of the CPUs. I think that was a bad decision on Bethesda's part. Absolutely bad decision, because it takes away, you know, the immersive experience of the actual game. More seems like an online experience rather than getting immersed in the actual storyline. We are getting storylines more so from the CPUs of the robots rather than the actual people, and which is an interesting experience by itself, but we are not learning too much about the actual backstory. We know the Scorchers, we know about the Scorch Beast, and we know that the Brotherhood of Steel has discovered them. But we do not know what happened to all these people. I mean, that's part of the experience, is learning what happened to all these people, but what happened to all these CPU people? The Scorchers couldn't have turned everyone. I find that very hard to believe, including the Brotherhood of Steel. So that's one thing I don't like. What I also don't like is the fact that how they've kind of changed up some things. I would say the VATS is definitely interesting. I haven't played too much around with the new VAT system to understand it. I can see where it's awesome because of the fact it's changing it up because of, you know, the online experience, which is definitely a plus. But at the same time, I haven't had enough experience to, you know, play around with it. I do know that it seems a little bit off with the shooting and everything like that. That's the one thing I noticed. One last bad thing that I've seen so far is that the discovery of new weapons and areas. So if you guys look at, there's a lot of more buildings that you can explore, but there's a lot less buildings that you can explore thoroughly from the inside. There's a lot less loading screens, and that I have a feeling that it has something to do with, obviously, you know, the online experience, and it's just more complicated and everything like that. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. But I do think it's definitely interesting. Everything else, though. So, that brings me to the other thing. It kind of goes back to the CPU thing. So, I kind of miss going to, you know, the local market and, you know, buying stuff, buying stem packs, buying whatever. I think those aspects of the game were so... What was that? Did you guys see that? What is that thing? What in the world is that? What is that? What is that? Anyways, keep going back. I think, you know, being able to sell, you know, say if I wanted to go and sell this kitchen scale, I think that aspect is greatly missed out of the game. And where did this thing go? I truly miss those aspects of the actual game. And I think those holy freaking cow. This thing's got some serious health. Anyways. Great. Wonderful. I think those aspects are going to be definitely missed in the game, and I wish, you know, Bethesda would kind of do something a little bit different with those. And I think with the next game, obviously it being the Elder Scrolls game, I think Bethesda is going to learn from those situations, and they're going to, you know, make a better game. And not saying, like I said before, I'm not saying 76 is a bad game. I'm not hating on the game. I just wish it was a more complete game, because Fallout 76 is never, Fallout just in general, has been one of my favorite games ever that I've ever played. I fell in love with them, starting with Fallout 3, and oh my god, get the back up there. And then going on to Fallout New Vegas, and then just Fallout 4. Now, hi. And now from there, now Fallout 76, love it. There's some things I wish I could change, but obviously we can't change everything. We're fans, and I hope that, you know, Bethesda takes that feedback and they kind of learn from it. But I think they will. They don't seem like a company that doesn't take feedback and use it. So we'll see what happens. But I like this game. I know my little rant has been going on for a little bit here, and we're just kind of going about this, you know, some of these, you know, this main mission here. But some of the stuff I said, I could be wrong about. We'll find out here soon, and I'm gonna kill this thing. I mean, hopefully. I don't have much health. A disease-grafted monster. I haven't really found a lot of the monsters yet, like the sloth. This is my first time I've actually seen one of the grafted monsters, actually. And I know there's those like salamanders. I haven't seen those things yet either. And I mean, it's not a new creature, but I haven't seen a Deathclaw yet either, which I think is very interesting. But yeah, so you've been just sitting over here the longest time? Alright. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. That thing just spawned again. That thing just spawned again. Run! You're the strongest super mutant? Where are you? The strongest super mutant? To be truly honest, I have no idea. Oh, just you. Anyways. Ready to heal up. We're gonna come back to this location. We are ready. No. So let's just keep going. Sorry about my little rant. I know it's a little different from my typical stuff. I just wanted to get it off my chest a little bit because, you know, I'm sick and tired of people saying how terrible a game this is, because it's not that bad of a game, and I think people need to like look at it for what it's worth. we got this one last place to go to. For the stuff, but I think let's go look at this over here. It's another thing, we haven't seen like any raiders yet either. Somebody's shooting at me. So don't let it happen to you, huh? Go check this place out. I don't quite know where these guys have... Responder corpse, huh? Let us go in. Let's just go explore a little bit.
Holy cow. Oh, we're gonna do it. I just want, oh my god, there's so many of them! There are so many scorchers up there. I think they're more in that corner over there. think we got everybody. Let me just make sure. Make sure. How do I get to this last floor? I didn't want to do that. Go, back in here now. Holy cow. I want to get to that last floor. I know there's a guy up there.
Alright guys, we're going to end this video here. I just looked at the time of the actual recording, but we're going to keep moving on. Stay tuned to the next video. Here it comes shortly.